Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a long time since I have said that, and long as in like a year. And this video is kind of just to explain why I've been gone from YouTube so long. The short version of it is, well, she's right here. This is why I've been off YouTube for a year. We had a baby. She is 7 weeks old, so she's still pretty brand new, and her name is Briar. And yes, Briar is Disney inspired, and I'm sure you all know who that is referring to. Let me fix this real quick. So I'm actually filming in her nursery. As you can see, we have Olaf and Woody and Peter Pan and Mickey Mouse over here. So this used to be my craft film room. I had big plans for this past year. I wanted to do an announcement video on YouTube when I found out I was pregnant. I wanted to do monthly bump updates. I wanted to just take you guys along for the ride. I wanted to do a nursery tour, all these things. And, you know, sometimes things just don't pan out that way. I'll be honest, completely transparent with you here, and this is not to be overly negative, but it's just to be raw and honest. I had a horrible pregnancy. Horrible. The truth. It was not this just amazingly wonderful, glowing experience that I'm jealous that a lot of women have. I did not have that. But that's okay. So I just struggled with a lot of things. Some that are normal pregnancy struggles, and some that just my body did not react well to being pregnant. I was seen by so many specialists over the span of 9 months for so many different things, ranging from just, you know, normal pregnancy problems all the way up to possible blood infections. And I was seen by a hematologist and an oncologist, and towards the end, I suffered a lot of pelvic problems, and I was going to a specialty chiropractic twice a week, a physical therapist twice a week. I was literally on a walker, like not even kidding you guys. I was on a walker. And then gestational hypertension, which led to preeclampsia, which led to a C-section at 38 weeks. So it was just one of those things. You know, some women have great pregnancies and some just do not. And I was one that just did not. So the last thing on my mind was filming, you know, up there. I didn't feel good. I literally lived in the guest room because I couldn't sleep well, and I had so much pain in the middle of the night. And it really took over, you know. So here we are. Everything is great. All of the issues except for one went away after she was born. I still am, I guess you could say, slightly hypertensive. I'm still on high blood pressure medication. Normally it remedies right after the baby is born, but in my case, it's still lingering. So I am on medication that we are slowly trying to wean me off of. My blood pressure had become dangerously high as in, like, the minute they had her out of my body, I was in ICU, being monitored and being given lots of meds for my blood pressure. It was just super high. So once they sent me home with a prescription that I take twice a day. I'm trying to wean down to once a day. And I think slowly my blood pressure is normalizing. It's really good in the morning, and then at night it's high. And so I take an evening dose. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the best angle for this camera and such. So anyway, excuse me. That's where we've been. And it's funny because, as everyone knows, 2020 was the year of the pandemic. You know, we still are suffering from it, of course, but it was something totally just unlike anything we've ever experienced. And my husband and I had been trying to get pregnant, and then the pandemic hit, Corona hit. And when it got really bad, like when we realized how widespread this was going to be and how rough it was going to be, and just kind of, you know, possibly the dangers, before we had any, you know, real answers, we decided to maybe stop trying or hold off for a little while until conditions improved or until we saw that it was okay. Well, of course, that's what happens. You know, you stop trying and then you get pregnant. So the month that we decided we weren't going to actively try at that time anymore, I was already pregnant. So needless to say, it was an adventure going to all these doctor visits and being in the hospital during a pandemic. My husband is a nurse, so he was already really familiar with what was going to happen. You know, there were no visitors allowed, nothing like that. Just myself and my husband. Limited access. Like, I didn't really even leave the room until it was time to go. There was no like walking up and down the halls and things like that. So anyway, I thought today might be a good day to get on here and just chit chat. There's really no plan for this video. If you live in Texas right now, today is I think February 18th, you know what we're dealing with. We are in the middle of one of the most unprecedented winter storms that this state has seen, I want to say in over 30 years, maybe even longer than that. I'm talking like negative temperatures, over a foot of snow. We're now on day 4, I think, of the snow, and thousands upon thousands upon thousands are without power and without water. We luckily have had power, but we have not had water for a couple of days. So luckily we kind of anticipated this coming, and I filled every jug and bottle in the house I could, and I filled all of her filtered water for her to have enough bottles for, I think I allowed for 4 days. So our supply is getting a little low water, not gonna lie. But I think we're all hoping that maybe by tomorrow we'll have water. I don't know, but I know we're very lucky to still have power in these negative temperatures. Once again, you guys, this is East Texas, okay? So no, we're not prepared. We're not a winter state. You know, we are kind of flipping out and freaking out because we have water pipes busting and, like I said, folks without power. And no, we don't necessarily prepare for this type of an emergency. But I would love to see a northerner take on a Category 5 tornado. So come on now, you know. We all have our, you know, freaks of nature that we have to deal with based on where we live, and this is just not something that occurs in this area. So, you know, there's that. Let's see. Like I said, I really had wanted to do so much over the course of my pregnancy, and it just didn't happen. I'm considering doing videos about the issues that I did have during pregnancy, because I found myself searching on Facebook and on YouTube for women that were also going through what I was going through, because it was very hard, I think, for some people to understand. I feel like in pregnancy, so much just gets written off as, oh, well, you're pregnant, expect that, that's normal. And the things I went through were not normal. I don't care what you say. A pregnant woman should not be on a walker. And I have even come in contact with some women who were in a wheelchair that had problems so bad due to pregnancy. So I learned a very important lesson. Make yourself heard. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep saying, I don't feel that this is normal. I don't feel this is normal. Don't minimize your pain or your daily struggles. I mean, heck, if you have to change your OBGYN, I was very blessed to have one that listened to me and that was hearing my concerns and that was very quick to refer me to specialists and treatment and therapy and all sorts of things that ended up helping me get through a horrible pregnancy. So I was very blessed, but I know many women out there are probably just blown off when it comes to things like that, and they're pregnant, you know, by their doctor. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Advocate for yourself, make yourself heard, and if you absolutely have to, change your doctor. Certain things are not normal during pregnancy and need to be taken very seriously. So, other than that, I normally talk about Disney stuff on here. I'm sure as all you know, Disney is back open, not at what I would call full magical running steam. There's no fast pass system back. I don't know that that's even going to be in the near future. I'm hoping in a couple of years when she's big enough to go, it will be back. But right now they have a different type of park day reservation system that I believe I just read is extended through 2023. So oddly enough, that doesn't really affect us. the only discussion of vacation my husband and I have had is we would really like to go to Universal Studios for a few nights without her. When when she's a little bit bigger, we may leave her with grandparents. But we've always said that we kind of wanted to experience the Universal Resort side to see, just how it's different, because it's not going to be Disney, but they do have resorts that are right there on property that you can either walk or closely transport into. There are two parks, excuse me, and they have their own type of little, like, I want to say dining plan. It's kind of like a meal card, which is what we did one time for a day. I think it covered like 2 meals and 2 snacks or something of that nature. And we've only been for the day. We went to Universal in the middle of one of our Disney trips only for a day or two. But we really enjoyed it. We wanted to spend a lot more time on City Walk, and we just didn't have the time to do it. So we don't have anything booked yet. I mean, right now, the money's not even there to do it. But if and when that happens, next vacation for us will more than likely be not Disney. It will be Universal. I kind of intentionally want to avoid Disney for a little while to give them time to bring some of their magic back. It's understandable, guys. Everyone has suffered during this pandemic financially, and they have to do what they have to do to be safe and to continue running. So they've had to cut out a lot of what I would call the magic. Hopefully those cuts are temporary. I know some are permanent, which have been really, really upsetting. I know the Magical Express is on its way out, which kind of crushes me because I wanted her to experience it at least once. The Magical Express is the bus that takes you from MCO Orlando Airport directly to your Disney World Resort if you are staying on property. And that's really where we always say that the magic starts for us, is boarding the Disney Magical Express. So, unfortunately, that's being phased out. Will they replace it with something different? Maybe, but it won't be the same. So I guess I'm just grateful to have gotten to experience that. It's like so many other attractions that my husband and I have ridden and loved, and then time goes by and they get phased out into something new. So it's always bittersweet. You hate to see it go, but if you know anything about Disney or even about Walt's dream, it will never be finished. And I think that also like implies it will never stay the same. It will keep changing. It will keep moving forward. They will keep taking out old rides and making new rides, and just growing it in different ways as time moves forward. So of course the pandemic brought changes that they probably never thought they would have to make, as far as like in-park safety and distance between people, because Disney is a place for crowds. My husband and I were always very particular though about when we went. We would go in off season. We did plan our days already per park, per fast pass, per dining reservation. So to be honest, the new plan that's in place at Disney wouldn't really affect us all that much. We do plan that much. But there's so many people who don't, that just wake up and fly by the seat of their pants and decide that morning where they want to go. And this plan affects them greatly, because you can't just do that. So I'm sorry for folks that, didn't like to have to be tied to a plan like that. I know that affects you guys a lot. I think the dining is slowly coming back as far as reservations. The actual dining plan, from what I understand, is not back yet. But I don't think that's a permanent closure. I believe they plan to bring back the dining plan. I really hope so. That was huge for us. We loved having that. It gave it that all-inclusive feeling. We always completely pay off before we go. So that's something I really hope that they bring back in the meantime. But like I said, over the next, maybe when she's a year, we might go to Universal for just a couple of nights, just, myself and my husband, and kind of see the Universal way of handling their resorts and their transportation and things like that. Sorry, I'm just now drinking my cold cup of coffee because, new mom life. It's insane. My hat goes out to all you mamas, especially that have more than one at home. I can't possibly imagine. She's a good baby, but she is a colicky baby. Sorry, I'm having to kind of adjust her a little bit. And you know, she's a newborn, so she's up all the time and needing to be fed all the time and in the middle of the night. And I go back to work literally in a matter of days. I cannot believe it's time. I'm ready. A part of me is very ready to go back. And then a part of me is so sad about having to put her in daycare. We have tried so many other venues and options, and it just wasn't going to happen for us, at least not right now. In this stage of life, she will have to be in daycare. My husband is a nurse, and he works for the hospital, and he only takes on about 3 shifts in a span of a week. So the only comforting factor is that she won't be in daycare 5 days a week. It will only be the days that my husband also works. I work 5 days a week. So anyway, that's tough. I've shed a lot of tears over that, and I'm gonna shed a lot more. I know it'll be good for her. I'll be honest, we don't anticipate having any more children, for a lot of different reasons. We just don't think we just don't think we will. So the odds of her being an only child are pretty high, and I know that daycare eventually leads into, you know, socializing with other little ones and learning how to share and all that before school age hits. So it'll be good preparation for her, but I struggle with the fact that she is so small, and, you know, I don't want to cry. So, well, let's change the subject. So anyway, I'm going to be going back to work, and she's going to be going to daycare for a couple days out of the week. So other than that, and still dealing with the pandemic as it is happening, and at this moment, literally being under 1.5 feet of snow for 4 days with no water, which is ironic because, you know, snow is outside. In fact, funny thing, many of us are to the point now where we're bringing the snow in, melting it, and using it to flush the toilets. So, you know, there's a little resourcefulness for you, that we've managed to come up with. Or bring it in and boil it, and it's safe to, you know, water your dogs with, water your cats with, whatever it might be, if you still don't have any running water, but you have snow galore outside. Let's see, what else, guys? I'm really hoping to pick back up this year for YouTube. I want to so much. The desire is so there to do so many videos, and I sometimes just can't bring myself to get up and actually get the camera up and get it going and do it. So I don't know how I'm going to do it now with a newborn and going back to work, but I would like to try maybe some more cooking videos. I've really changed or tried to change over, or still implementing new foods and new recipes for us. I've started cooking a lot on my cast iron skillets, which I'm loving. You know, just that kind of thing. And so once I get back into the groove of work, then I would like to try doing some videos. And some of them are going to be baby related and cooking related. And I'm still going to do Disney videos. It's just going to happen. I still plan to do some unboxings. I'm actually waiting on a couple of boxes right now. I don't know if they'll get here this week at all, because the mail isn't even running, because the snow is so bad. But eventually I could do a nursery tour. You can see one wall, like back behind me, is we have, see, there's some shelving, and there's Olaf, and there's Hedwig, and Woody, and Mr. Potato Head, and then there's Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Not Tinkerbell, Peter Pan, Wendy, Michael, and John, and then there's a wall with her Disney Thomas Kincaid paintings I have been collecting since I was probably 25. So anyway, I might do a tour later one day of her room. Definitely some Shop Disney hauls. Being like breastfeeding, I'm partially breastfeeding and then supplementing with formula, because I'm on blood pressure medication. It did affect all of that. So just doing what I can while my body's still making a little bit, and then supplementing. But that has you up a lot in the middle of the night. And at first I was really good about just staying quiet and staying rested in the middle of the night. And then I started scrolling my phone because I would get bored while I was breastfeeding. And that led to online shopping and way too much spending. on Shop Disney. And so I have a lot of stuff from Shop Disney, from Hot Topic, and Box Lunch just over the last couple of months that I have bought. Things were on sale. I had hot cash. You know, Disney would be running a special, or Shop Disney would be running a special. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll collect all the stuff I've gotten just over the last few weeks and kind of show you guys all the fun stuff that I got. So, guys, it's already been 20 minutes. I've literally been rambling for 20 minutes about really nothing at all. But just kind of wanted to say, hey guys, I'm back. I missed you. I missed YouTube. And hope that I'm able to crank out more videos for you guys this year. New content, which will be, like I said, mom and baby content. I'll definitely be asking you guys some questions and sharing my experiences of my pregnancy and the medical issues that I went through. Like I said, as well as keeping up with Disney videos. I'd like to find some fun Disney DIYs to do this year, cooking videos, and maybe some hauls and unboxings, things like that. So anyways, guys, it's good to be back. I hope that you enjoyed this nothing but ramble session, and I will hopefully see you soon. I don't know what the next video will be. Right now I don't have a specific plan. It may not be until I get back to work, which is going to be next week. And once I get back to work, I'll really slip into a routine and then can actually plan some videos out in advance and tease them to you, let you know, and then get to them. That's my plan. We'll see if that actually happens or not. But anyways, guys, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are staying safe. And if you are in Texas, I hope you are staying warm. Watch out for your family. Watch out for your friends. Watch out for your neighbors. Check on everybody. Y'all have a good day. And I'll see you later. Bye, guys.